I understand clerk for Board of Education presentation on community law.
Roll call. John. Here. Here it's absent. Caleb. Here. Clint.
Here.
Present. All of the following items will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of discussion and consideration and approval of the following items: 4A through 4D. Clerk will pass.
I move that we consider Second.
John motion, Caleb second. I vote yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Other reports, principal reports.
Words of the week for November were gratitude, kindness, inspire, and loyalty. And each week the teachers and the students pick a challenge or an activity for the rest of the elementary to do. We've had a gratitude graffiti wall. We did a loyalty chain. They came up with ideas to help to teach kindness and examples as well. And they also, they made a scribble, and it was based on a book called, or something about being a scribble. But anyway, we made a scribble wall, and each kid made a scribble, and we made a person, and it was to show that they can inspire others just by what they do. In November, 68 elementary students earned a spot in the Rail Club. The second 9 weeks incentive party will be tomorrow. Students through first grade who meet their goal, we're going to play board games for an hour, and then we're going to watch a movie called Christmas while enjoying popcorn and pop. And the last day to meet their goals today. Elementary basketball teams have played in the Cherokee tournament. They've played Cherokee and Ringwood, and both teams have been working hard to improve their skills. Tonight we play Sharon Mutual at Sharon Mutual. We have an early release this Friday. Class parties will be at 12:45, and then school will get out at 1:30. Pre-K through 4th grade Christmas program, The Greatest Snowman, will finish off the semester Friday at 6:30, and it's going to be following the high school music and band concert. Report cards will be mailed out next Monday for the elementary students. And Masonic Student of the Month for the elementary is Adley Hansen, and the Masonic Teacher of the Month is Sarah Castillo. And how those are picked are the teachers vote on those. That's all I have.
Okay, so Tan Redgate was the Masonic Student of the Month for the high school. Football wrapped up another great season. I think the coaches definitely got the most out of the boys. You know, from my perspective, a very good season. I know we didn't get where the coaches wanted to be, but I thought we excelled very well. 5 of the last 7 years, our football teams won the state academic championship for Class C. One of those years in the middle there, I don't know how we didn't win it, but we didn't. So 5 of 7, I think, is still pretty good. Academic team, got 2 big wins at a triad at Cherokee. At the same time, the junior high basketball tournament was going on. So junior high basketball is in full swing, obviously. Played the Cherokee tournament, played tonight at Sharon Mutual. And then second week back to play in the Sharon Mutual tournament. Obviously games, a lot of games in between there now, but tournament the second week of January. High school basketball is in full swing, played in the Moreland tournament last week. Played 2 games this week, and then the first week back after Christmas break, Medford tournament. That's a new one for us this year in the place of the Oil Center at Woodward. We had some band students go last Monday to the Northwestern's Tuba Christmas Special, participate in that. 10th through 12th graders last week took the ASVAB. And then this Wednesday, 5th through 12th grade, 4th through 12th grade is going to participate in Generation Y, social and emotional learning presentation. That's going to be, I think it's pretty awesome. It's a group of younger individuals out of Oklahoma City that go around presenting, really I don't even know what to expect, but presenting social and emotional challenges that teens face these days and how they overcome those, but in a way that's upbeat and exciting for our youth.
Some of the topics are suicide awareness and anti-bullying and that sort of thing.
So which rolls right into the PD that we're doing this week and the new social emotional learning curriculum called Character Strong that we're going to roll out. But that just kind of goes hand in hand together. Anyway, semester tests are Thursday and Friday, and the school's going to let out at 1:30. Bus is going to run then so that we can do that PD then after the bus drivers get back for Character Strong. Other than that, everybody's looking forward to a nice little break here. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Superintendent report.
Looking at our finances real quick, our expenditures on the month are up, but on the year down about 30,000. Our revenue is up, showing about 200,000 up, but keep in mind that 95,000 of that is additional federal money, and our gross production has shown signs of improvement, and we're up 70,000 there. Leaving our cash balance sitting pretty healthy. Our building fund expenditures, as you can see, we're up slightly at $6,000, and our revenue is up slightly at 1. Some of that is recouped ad valorem taxes from the previous year. Child nutrition, as you can see, we've made a profit in there of $6,000. Again, that'll end up weighing itself out, but please don't get used to that. Everybody's getting reimbursed from the state because everybody's eating free, so once they do away with that, we'll be back in the hole. Looking at our daycare, we've lost about $6,000 in there, but that's miles ahead of where we were last year, where we were down 25,000. So made some changes there, and they seem to be working. So as far as our finances, that's all we got. Any questions?
Okay. Vote to approve or not to approve joining TIPS purchasing cooperative.
Any questions over that state bidding contract?
No questions, I'll make the motion.
Motion,
Second.
John second. How you vote, Caleb?
Yes.
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 Vote to approve or not to approve the schedule of regular board meetings of the Waynoka Board of Education for the 22 calendar year.
Everybody should have that. It follows this year, except for in March. Instead of being on the second Monday, it'll be on the first due to spring break.
I move to approve the dates.
Caleb motion.
Second.
John second. How you vote, John?
Yes.
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 Yes. Vote to approve or not to approve fundraiser requests for the 21-22 school year band and choir and cheer and FCC 11.
Move to approve.
Second. Motion, Caleb second. I vote yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Vote to approve or not to approve amend. Vote to approve or not to approve to amend or adopt board policies 9A, 9B, 9C.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
John's motion, Clint second. I vote yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Consideration and vote to elect or not to elect the following new members of the Board of Directors of Oklahoma Public Schools Investment Interlocal Cooperative.
Any questions on any of them? Just where we invest our money. On the board.
Do we have a motion?
All that is approved. Amen.
Second.
Clint's motion, Caleb second. How you vote, Caleb?
Yes.
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 Discussion and possible action regarding bids for replacing athletic field lighting.
Well, this is our first big topic of the day. Worked the last couple of months. Obviously, we've been doing a lot of work out at the baseball field. One of the things that needed to improve even before we started this was our lighting. Everybody remembers what was there before. So we started this process, and it was eye-opening for me, for sure. We did get a couple quotes. If you're looking there, we went through tips to do this. If you're looking, we got Musco, you should have that one, and Oklahoma LED, which has qual light. And one ended up coming in at $479, which was the Musco one, and the other one was $478, so very comparable. But Oklahoma LED, Joe Schrader is here, and to answer questions, when we talk about spending this much money, there's a lot of questions to be had. So any questions you guys come up with now? The qual light, I'll just talk specifically about that. It comes with a 25-year warranty on all the lighting and the new poles being put in the baseball field. And then it's also lighting on the football and softball field. If our poles pass inspection, then those will be a 25-year warranty as well. Musco would be 25-year on the baseball and 10-year on the football, softball. So, looking through here, what kind of questions do you guys have that maybe they can respond to?
When will they know on the polls?
Jim, when we know on the polls?
It won't be long, I'll say weeks. We just have to schedule an inspection on the poles. That is something that Qualite started doing about a year ago to throw another competitive advantage into the field since it's such a competitive marketplace. So there's not another company out there that will inspect already poles that are in existence, and if they pass inspection, consider that as the entire light rack. So it's really a win-win for the school.
And the warranty covers everything but the electrical, so hopefully for the next 25 years, we won't have to touch them. And they, part of that is maintaining the foot candles on the field. So I believe that these are dimmable, is that right? So if we start losing some, they can brighten it, that kind of thing. And if they need to be replaced, they'll come replace them, and it won't cost us anything.
It is a maintenance-free warranty, because the one thing you'll find with cheaper lights, and you'll find this from the light bulbs you buy from Lowe's, you know, these forever lights, they're so cheap, they're almost free, and then they're going out. Cheaper LED lights will start to dim over time, and that's why we always caution, you know, cheap is not always your best option. Qualite will guarantee the lumen light levels for 25 years, and there's no small print. They will guarantee the light color. You will also see cheaper lights. They're white and bright when they're brand new. 5-10 years later, they just don't look quite as white. They start looking yellow. They will guarantee the color as well for 25 years. And that's parts, labor, spider lift, anything that needs to be required. That's how confident they are with the quality.
Where are you all out at?
Tulsa.
Tulsa.
That's the other thing. Oklahoma LED is an Oklahoma-based company, so hopefully any issues we have, it should be relatively quick to get somebody here, so they should be pretty close. Musco will probably contract with a Oklahoma-based electrician, or Kansas, be my guess.
We're so close we could be here at a 7 o'clock meeting.
They really just slept in their car outside.
You woke me up when...
Any other questions in regards?
Does the warranty cover the mileage from wherever, if you have to come out to work on the
Yeah,
covers?
100%. There is no mileage. It's to fix the lights.
So I think it would cover anything but weather damage, I mean, obviously, stuff like that, and then of course your electrical underground, that kind of thing. Now, I believe the electrical, did you say is a 1 year?
Electrical always is 1 year, and that's for workmanship. I mean, it's all done to code. It's got to be inspected, so it'll be installed right, all the underground electrical, and it's just pipe and wire and boring stuff. But yeah, heaven forbid anything is an issue, we're gonna know immediately. It won't take us a year.
Will you replace the wires that are there, or will you just?
It will work, and if it's kind of like a Honda Accord, you know, you've got a 5-year warranty, but after the first year, you're going to find any bugs. It's either installed right or it's not. If it's installed right, the lights are going to come on. You're not going to have any issues.
The baseball field will be all brand new electrical. The football, softball, I imagine they'll use what's existing underground. There may be stuff going up the pole that needs to be replaced. I'm not sure, but I imagine they'll tie into what's there. Any other questions?
I guess you'll know on the wiring after they inspect our poles, if the wiring up poles
That's all new.
Okay,
Yeah, it'll be,
okay, so it will be new.
right, yeah.
Okay.
It's just the underground again.
But right now, we think all the wiring to the poles
Well,
is
it's
probably
good.
all right.
Should be, all the lights are working now.
Sufficient wiring, then it's sufficient from. Okay. We have a motion?
I make a motion
To
to approve up on the LED.
We have a motion?
Second.
John, second. Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Discussion regarding possible construction of the school bus barn.
Okay, looking at, I gave you guys a picture of what we're thinking, and this is just in the works, so there's a lot that changes from now. I just wanted to bring it to you to see your thoughts, opinions. What we're looking at, and I've talked a little bit to Mr. Blocker, is trying to get a bus barn for our buses that currently sit outside. What we have is inadequate and cannot fit all of our buses. So we were looking at how can we make this work and still be able to utilize, get the most out of it. So we were looking at possibly taking up some of the area at our ag farm and putting it just to the west and southwest of our current building and making that our bus barn headquarters, and then, you know, once a year or whenever we needed to have our show down there, we had a facility big enough that we can fit all of our animals and people comfortably. Because everybody's been to our local show and we make it work, but it can definitely be better. And I feel like maybe this would be a way we can accommodate both our show and our buses. And the other thing is I know he's been having camps over the summer, livestock judging camps, and maybe this could be a facility we can use for it. But I'm looking at there's just a design of, or a mock-up of what it could look like, not necessarily what it would look like. The building right now would be 60 by 140, and that will hold our buses. And then I was looking at putting a lean-to on the east end where we can park our trailers, our stock trailers, and have them covered. Kind of ways to do that right now, obviously, everything's expensive, everything's high. We're just ballparking this project costing somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million to $1.5 million. So how would we get that done? Some of the ways to do it is looking at running a bond. We ran our current bond that we have for 8.825. That's on the roll. We've paid on it for a few years, so we've kind of paid down. So I guess you can say we have some equity built in there. But anyway, so if you look, I got a sheet to show you a basic levy sheet. Right now, when we sold that bond, we sold it at 17 mils, selling it higher than what we figured it would be. It came in, I believe, at a little over 13.5 mils when it came on the books. Some of that was due to our increase in valuation. And so came in a lot less than what we expected. Now this, to do $1.5 million bond, it would be a new bond. Since we have paid down, we have room to do a $1.5 million bond. It would raise that. Right now it is, since we paid on it, we've paid it down to about 12.5 mils. So that would bump it up 2 mils to 14.5. So right at just over what we started with this bond is what we'd be looking at there. Now that is, taking into consideration, that is our valuation staying exactly the same as it is right now, and that is selling the bond at a 3% interest. Right now you can get a bond typically for between 1 and 2% interest, so that is overshooting the interest rate. And obviously right now our valuation does not have these windmills, and we should have 11 of those going on the roll, so hopefully our valuation does increase. The only catch-22 here is protest, where will those land. You know, we do have quite a bit in protest, especially this year. You know, 26 million of our valuation is in protest, so where that's going to wind up, I'm not 100% sure. Will there be some rate of decrease? Yes, but hopefully what we get will balance that out. So looking at those options, The other option would be doing a $1 million bond, which would raise it about 1.2 mils, which would put us where we started with this current bond, is basically what that would be 13.8. So that's basically where we started, but we would pass the $1 million bond knowing that we would have to use our building fund to cover the rest of the cost, whatever that cost may be. We don't really know because number one, this is just an outline of what we could do, so we haven't looked too heavily into the project, so don't quote me on any of the costs. The second is we don't know when we put it out to bid how much it's actually going to cost once we do it. This is just mainly, what are your thoughts, ideas? Is this something we want to pursue and see where we go? If so, next meeting, we'll probably meet with a construction manager and an architect. The architect that did this was Corbin and Mertz. They're out of Enid. This is a new company, but new company for us. They've been in business for a while. Their website is on the screen behind you. But you guys, if you want to go to Corbin and Mertz, and you can come and look. They've got education projects they've done, civic, medical, and you can kind of look at some of their projects that they've done. I don't know if I hover over these maybe though. So that one's Canyon Ridge, Chisholm, Enid High. So you can kind of look at some of the projects they've done. The next meeting we bring them up and we talk and hire them if that's the way we want it to go. Or we can look into other architects. Our last one came from the city. I know we weren't too pleased with what we got out of them. This one being a little closer to home and a little smaller may seem better for us. So. Any thoughts, comments, questions? There's no action item, just kind of your thoughts on this. Something we want to pursue or something we want to?
I think it's something we ought to pursue.
With the interest rates the way they are right now, I would, as soon as possible, move down the road line.
Am I thinking correct on them windmills? They disappear as far as valuation pretty quick. I mean, it's one of them deals you gotta get used up, use the value in them.
Yes, they do depreciate fairly quickly. Now the first few years, we will see money because the incentives that they got. After that, we'll probably expect some protests. That's typically what these windmill companies do. So, yes, those windmills do have a quick depreciation rate.
We don't have any idea how long their rebate lasts on before they start protesting.
It's 3 or 5 years. I'm not exactly sure.
3 to 5, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yes. And they will come on our rolls for this next year.
Who knows if you guys have been part of one of these, but they do take a little time to make everything happen, and it's good to get started on this as soon as you can because it does, but
it does take time to get all the ducks in a row, and
yeah.
then of course, being an even number year, it'll be April or August or November. I believe there are 3 dates we can actually put it out for a bond. Now November we don't really care to do, that's a general election, but and so it'll be April or August that we would look to put it out if we do it next year. So there's not very many dates is what I'm saying. So
that's why it takes, depending on when you start on it. If we don't get started on it, then we have to keep pushing the date back, and it ends up taking a lot longer. So I recommend that we probably move forward on this.
Okay. So the board's definitive on moving forward, so everybody else can get serious.
and the next meeting, kind of what you expect is I'll bring the architect in and talk, and we'll go ahead and start working on some plans and ideas. And I'll talk to Mr. Blocker a little bit and nail him down on what he might like to see down there. But just to reiterate, this is a bus farm mainly. And like I said, we'll plan on using it for our local show and making that a better venue for our kids and parents, community members.
Sounds like a smart one to me.
Let's see.
Okay. Discussion and possible action to approve a professional development training stipend for certified support personnel.
Okay, looking at this, we do have some professional development scheduled and set up. What I'm looking at is doing like we did last year. You know, our teachers, support personnel, I mean, we're not battling a lot of what other communities have to battle. They show up to work and they do what's right by our kids, and we appreciate the job they do. And right now, financially, we can afford to give them a stipend. What I'm proposing is $1,500. This will cost our district about $100,000 in the end, but they're our biggest asset, and I think that's something we want to show them while we have that opportunity. So I would recommend $1,500 across the board.
Motions?
I'll make a motion to approve the $1,500 stipend.
Motion.
Second.
John, second. How you vote, Kevin?
Yes.
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 Okay, any new business?
I have no new business.
Vote to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
John's motion, Kevin's second. I vote yes.
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 Yes.